What's up peeps, how's it going? Toofty here. And before we jump into this video, I just wanted to say a really quick thank you for getting me up to 3,000 subscribers. To all those new subscribers and old guys who have stuck around since the very beginning, I really appreciate it. So thanks for clicking that button and I hope you stick around. Also I wanted to say a quick thank you to Lifeform for giving me the stylish De Groot. Really appreciate that. In the past I've not thanked people individually, but I'll try and do that a bit more often as I get gifts in the future. So let's get back to the video. Today we're dealing with soldiers. I've put together some techniques I noticed I was using when dealing with soldiers. These are from the perspective of a demo man, but I would imagine that some of these can be applied to other classes too, and hopefully any soldier mains watching will get something out of this as well. So I hope you enjoy this video, and let's jump straight in. So this first tip is a slightly more obvious one, but soldiers have a significant disadvantage when fighting an opponent on a raised surface, because it's more difficult for them to shoot at your feet, and so they'll have to rely more heavily on getting direct hits. It does generally tend to be a good idea to get height in most maps when it's available. Some maps and situations obviously don't allow you to do this, but when you can, try and go for it, especially when facing soldiers. And hopefully you'll start to see the rockets just fly past your head. This second one is slightly more specific, and it relates to the bomb that the soldier will try and do to get that height advantage on you and to rain rockets down from above. Look out for these bombs, and there's a simple technique you can use to try and counter them. That technique is basically to put sticky bombs right at your feet and get the hell out of there. So in this example, I'm on Thunder Mountain, I come around this corner and I see this soldier and he's just about to do a bomb. He gets an awful lot of height, so I'm able to whack a sticky bomb down. He's still going. I'm trying to assess whereabouts he's going to land. I get another one down, and the moment he lands, I'm able to take him out quite easily. Sometimes you may not necessarily see them do the jump, but you just want to prepare for them anyway. For example, here on High Tower, there's a bunch of enemies coming out of spawn, a couple of soldiers. I get the feeling that one of them's going to jump up, so I'm just going to put a sticky down kind of at my feet. And it turns out he does come up, so I'm able to get that damage out on him and finish him off. Aside from getting the trap down, just make sure that you're not where the soldier expects you to be when he first made the jump. In order for a soldier to do a rocket jump, they have to look at their feet. For 1 or 2 seconds they're not looking at you, so you can quickly change directions and hopefully be in a completely different position as to where they thought you were going to be. In this example on Barn Blitz, I'm pestering these enemies. This soldier comes up. I haven't had the time to put a trap down, so what I'm going to do is do something a little bit less expected. Perhaps he thinks I'm going to go left or right. I'm actually going to run straight off this ledge and put a trap down behind me, and I was able to narrowly escape. If you're a more confident player, or you're only using pipes, then sometimes you can try and deny the soldier of their jump so they don't get that high ground, and you can knock them off course and kind of disorientate them slightly. It's slightly tricky to do, and I haven't got many examples, but it can be massively satisfying when you can pull one off. So when facing a soldier at long range, they can easily send a rocket across the map to you. I would imagine that some people might think that a demo man can't really counter that, they can't really fire things across the map easily, but even though it takes a little bit of time, charging up a sticky bomb and firing it across the map is something that's really valuable and useful to do. It means you can apply that pressure back onto the soldiers and make sure they're not feeling too comfortable or too safe at that long range. I would imagine a lot of people would see the demo man as a fairly kind of close to mid-range class and fairly useless at long range, but if you keep applying that pressure and sending off those sticky bombs at long range, you'll be surprised at how often you can pick off the enemies, especially as they probably won't be expecting it. This is another very general tip, and I may talk about this a bit more in a future video, but if you can get your opponent into the air and juggle them near the beginning of the encounter, then they'll have a lot less control over the fight, and you might be able to continue to juggle them around, aiming stickies at where they're going to land. Like I said, this is a tip you can use with several classes. It doesn't apply just to soldiers, but it's something that can be very handy if you get that upper hand towards the beginning of a fight. So this tip's quite a specific one and might seem a little situational, which of course it is, but it's surprising how many times when looking back on footage I found that I was able to dodge a rocket entirely, or at least some of its damage, by jumping over it. So rockets tend to be coming towards your feet, so if they're going to hit the floor, you can't really avoid the damage altogether, but if they're travelling at a slightly higher angle, maybe the soldier's shot slightly off course, you might be able to jump over the rocket and avoid damage altogether. So in these clips here, it's difficult to tell which ones would have hit and which ones wouldn't, but there's quite a few examples here, and I'm pretty sure some of them at least, I was able to literally jump over the rocket and avoid getting hit altogether. In this example here, we're on Gold Rush. Suddenly I find that I'm being shot at by this soldier in this window. Taken a hit already, so I'm in a bit of bother now. So as the soldier continues to shoot at me, I just basically try and dodge those rockets, jumping left and right, and I'm pretty sure a couple of these at least I jumped over entirely, and therefore I was able to escape the fight with my life intact. Again, this is a tip that certainly doesn't apply just to the demo man, but for those times when the rocket is coming at your feet, then often you can surf that damage by using a similar technique to the rocket jump or sticky jump. This can allow you to get a small sudden burst of speed or get some height. In this example on Barn Blitz, I come around this corner and I'm faced with a rocket at my feet. I'm able to very quickly turn that into a surfy jump thing, and now I'm in the air. I'm slightly harder for this soldier to hit, so I'm able to actually get some stickies down onto him and escape with my life. This can also be really useful when you want to put some distance between you and your enemy quite quickly, in which case, like in this example here, you can use that blast to fling yourself away from the situation and the danger. So that was a pretty short episode today. There weren't very many techniques I found that were absolutely unique to the soldier. I thought the interesting one was looking out for those bombs and being able to deal with those. Most of the other stuff is fairly generic gameplay tips, but I hope you enjoyed it nevertheless. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.
The bloody car's not moving!